미국 프로야구 보스턴 레드삭스의 조진호 선수가 박찬호에 이어서 한국인으로는 두 번째 메이저리그 선수가 됐습니다.
This ball towards second field. This ball hacked in a left center. Seal hammers one deep left field. Well, just as we're talking that, there goes punch. Just like that. Big deal. On the... Got him. Was released by the Marlins. Cranks this one to left center. On the ground to third, Seal surrounds it, boots it, has no play. 1-0 Boston. In the air, right center. That will find a seam and bounce. This ball's going to drop. It is now a 3-2 game. To right field, a base hit for Valentin. Up there. Drives it fair. Down into the left field corner. 1-run. And he bangs this one. Off the wall. The lefty-righty action. This ball tagged by John Nixon. Curling away. And it is off the bottom of the wall. Here comes Buford with that speed that we were just talking about. He's in there. Maybe not against Garcia Parra, however. Less time as he will turn. Stanley, deep drive, left field, towards the monster. It hits the monster and rolls out. It's a home run. Right field for the Rangers. They're going to look to keep fluffing up that ERA from Mark Clark. It has wandered up into the 8.3 range.
That is ugly.
No, that's not good. And over the last three starts, an 18 ERA for Mark Clark, including a 1.6 ERA at home, where it's not easy to have an ERA that low. McCoy Stadium, a little bandbox of a ballpark, not unlike Fenway. Including a 1.6 ERA at home, where it's not easy to have an ERA that low. McCoy Stadium, a little bandbox of a ballpark, not unlike Fenway. But you can't go wrong with those other two either. For those of you who'd like to listen to today's game in Spanish, you can do it by pushing the SAP button on your remote or your television set. We'll talk more about this golden age of shortstop throughout the day today. Whether your favorite is Garcia Parra or Jeter up in New York, A-Rod out there in Seattle, Clevelanders will say, hey, what about Omar Vizquel?
And they'd have a good right there, because Vizquel has not only been outstanding with his defense.
Greer fouls the first pitch away.
But his offense has really come on. He's a real threat at the plate now, a very consistent hitter, and he steals bases now, and his game is really complete.
Well, that's how Cleveland, and for that matter, this Texas Rangers team, has been doing it in 1999. The Red Sox, somewhat shockingly, have been relying on pitching. Cho sinks it on the outside corner, and the count 1-2.
Cho has a history of, he's going to be around the plate. He's going to throw strikes. He's going to get ahead of the hitters. So he's pitching against a team that likes to swing the bat. So we'll see what happens.
Greer fouls it out of play. You know, you talk about Cho coming up from Pawtucket. They've gotten rookie performances from Brian Rose, Juan Pena. They brought John Wasden up from the minor leagues. All those guys, not just Pedro Martinez, have contributed.
Well, sometimes when a team is going through what the Red Sox are going through right now, they lose Mo Vaughn, and people say, what are they going to do? Sometimes it's better for an organization, because then when they start to give the young players a chance to play up here, then they can find out what they can do.
Greer socks one foul away, hang at 1 ball, 2 strikes. First time that the Rangers are seeing Jin-Ho Cho, a guy that pitching coach Kerrigan likes very, very much. On the ground to second. And Rusty Greer, the first out of the ball game. Joe Kerrigan was telling us before the game that if he can work both sides of the plate, he's going to be there through 6 or 7 innings.
Well, he's going to be there because here he is. He's got a live arm. He's got a live arm here. And he's very aggressive worker. And his delivery fools people. And he's going to be right around the plate. You're going to have to beat him by swinging the bat.
Roberto Kelly, number 2 hitter. He's in the game today instead of the young stud just up from Oklahoma, Ruben Mateo, who they figure is the future in center field. That creates an interesting problem. It's not just getting playing time for Kelly, but once Tom Goodwin comes off the DL, what do you do with Goodwin and his 27 steals?
Well, I'm sure Johnny Oates liked that situation. You'd rather have too much talent than not enough.
Off speed, a strike. And Ruben Mateo, you know, for Texas, a lot of people are saying there's no turning back with this guy. Once you bring him up, you got to play him. Strike called outside corner. Kelly is down on strikes.
I think he's giving us a little example of what type of pitcher he is. Coming right after Kelly right here. Fastball, outside part of the plate. And he moves the ball around. That pitcher's right there. He moves around. He works both sides of the plate. He throws strikes with his fastball. He throws strikes with his breaking ball. And he has a very good changeup.
Now against Rafael Palmeiro, who missed only 6 games in his 5 years in Baltimore, Frank.
He comes to play day in and day out.
Except when Randy Johnson's on the mound. Tags this one right field. Going towards the corner, Nixon makes the catch. And Jin-Ho Cho retires the Rangers in order. Offerman, Valentin, Dahlbach, maybe Garcia Parra next. To talk to Creighton Gubanic in an attempt to scout out the native South Korean.
So, features a fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, and a split. Try to keep the ball down on most hitters, work the ball in and out. He's got good breaking ball. He's got good stuff. Just a matter of him hitting his spots and putting his pitches where he needs to put them. Otherwise, you know, if you're going to do that with our scouting report, he's going to be successful.
And you better do that against this fellow, Juan Gonzalez. 19 homers, 56 runs batted in, the reigning AL MVP.
If he makes a mistake, Juan will capitalize on it.
Soft stuff on the outside corner.
Well, that's what you have to do with Juan. You have to go with soft stuff away or hard breaking balls away, but you have to keep them down. If you get it up, he'll hit that ball out over the right center field fence.
Little check swing foul, and let's take a look at the Juan Gonzalez hit zone to back that up.
Well, you can see, you can fill this one in right here. You can fill all of that in up there and make it red, because if you get the ball up on him away, he'll hit that ball out the right center field.
Again, putting it softly down and away from Juan Gonzalez. A guy that hit his 300th home run at a younger age than you did, Mr. Robinson. Younger age than Hank Aaron. Are you feeling the footsteps?
Yes, I am.
He's coming.
It's getting hot on him. It's getting hot.
He's got a ways to get to your 586.
That guy in St. Louis will probably get there before he will. Mark McGuire.
In the air, center field. Damon Buford started back, now coming in to make the catch. So far, so good for Jin Ho Cho as he wins out against Gonzalez after going 1-2-3 in the first.
Lee Stevens.
Right there. Gonzalez on right there to be filled in and be red right there. He's tough to pitch to. You can't make a mistake and get him out. You have to be right, very precise. Very precise. You got to get that ball down on him. Down, down. Not that low, but you got to get it down and away.
So you think Cho might have gotten away with one right there?
He certainly did, and I think he realizes it too.
Lee Stevens had a home run last night.
He crushed it too, Josh, to almost dead center field. But to right center field, as a matter of fact. You
Just
have to get the ball down on him.
right beyond what they call the triangle. Rip and a miss here at some high heat. Right where it says 420 in right center field. Or if you're from Canada, 128. This ball straight down the line and a curling foul. Wide of Johnny Pesky's foul pole down there. So we've seen two of the quirks of this ballpark in successive at-bats. That short right field foul pole. But then, boy, does it take off out there to right center. This ball punched in a right, a base hit for Lee Stevens and the first base runner for the Texas Rangers today. Right now, we're going to return you to Keith Olbermann. He's standing by in the Fox Television Center for a game break. Hello, Keith.
Hi, Josh. Well, listen, last night, Mark McGwire argued a third strike call. I don't think anybody's going to argue about this. A home run reminiscent of last season, 385 feet long and about as many high. 2 men on board, and the Cards are ahead of the Mets 3-0 in the first. Back to you.
Wow, he might catch your 586 next month.
Before this month is out.
There he goes again, Mark McGwire. And here's Pudge Rodriguez back in the lineup. Missed a few games with back spasms. You know, the crazy thing about McGwire, he hits the 70 last year. Here he is on a pace for mid-50s this year. And it's this universal disappointment. You know, everybody's saying, man, what's going on with McGwire?
Well, when you raise the bar as high as he did, it's tough to satisfy people.
Ball drifts out of play, 0-2. There's only a handful of guys that have ever hit 50. McGwire is on his way to doing it 3 years in a row. And for some, it just doesn't seem to be enough because he's not on a pace for 70 or 80.
Right. But how about Griffey and Seiko? They have, what, 25, and nobody's even talking about it. Because, you know, the bar's been raised to 70.
Towards second, beyond the diving Offerman into center, a base hit for Pudge Rodriguez.
Looked like he could have taken one more step, Josh, before he dove, and he'd have probably been right on that ball. I think he was a little early on his dive.
Batting 7.
2 on and 1 out.
Number 27.
And Todd Zeal
The third baseman.
will have a chance to come up, get
Todd
Texas
Zeal.
right back in this ball game.
Normally, you don't want to pitch a hitter inside very often in this ballpark, especially at one at bat. But this is where you have to pitch Zeal to be consistent in getting him out. You have to crowd him with the ball.
Zeal hammers one deep left field. Texas has taken the lead as Zeal hits it out onto Yawkey Way. Number 11 for Todd Zeal. We thought we might see some offense today. It is already 3-1 Rangers.
With this ball club over in the third base dugout, you're going to see offense almost every time they take the field. Very rarely that they're not going to have a good offensive ball game.
Batting 8. Number 10.
Zeal, remember,
The
made
second
the error in the
baseman,
bottom of the first that allowed the Red Sox to take the
Alicea.
lead. So now he gets it back, plus a couple. Former Boston Red Sox, Luis Alicea, hits it sharply to where he used to be at Fenway Park, second base. 2 down in the inning, and we'll flash you back to Todd Zeile.
Well, as I said, you have to crowd him, but they're sitting up out of the way. Right there, that ball tailed back in over the plate, and he nailed it. He didn't miss it.
Batting 9, number 15, the shortstop, John Shave.
John Shave, the batter, for his first at bat in 12 days. One of the great things about Fenway, a ball gets out there on Yawkey Way, and everybody gets to run around looking for it. I wonder how deep a drop that was.
I tell you, that's one of the real attractions here, that wall out there. When I used to come in as a hitter, I ignored it. It's just like I was in any other ballpark because I didn't want it to mentally affect me. I just go up there thinking I'm in another ballpark and swing the bat and let the ball go where it matters.
Shave did go around, and that'll do it. Jin-Ho Cho serves up the 3-run home run to Todd Zeile. Rangers up 3-1. Rusty Greer, top of the order for the Texas Rangers, taking from Jin-Ho Cho. 1 strike to count to Greer. He'll be followed by Kelly and Palmeiro. 1 ball, 1 strike, 4-3 Boston. And it'll be up to John Birkin to log some innings now for Texas.
I really like the way Cho is working hitters out there. He's in and out, up and down, mixing his pitches, keeping the hitters off balance.
Just like that. The left fielder, Rusty Greer, strikes out. And boy, if you play left field here at Fenway Park, you got to be ready for anything, I would think.
That's right. There's a lot of little quirks in this ballpark that people don't hear about completely. And let me show you an example here. This ball's hit down the left field line. The left field is going over. The ball is off the wall. And as you can see right there, the ball is in that door, and it can go backwards and forth in that door. And it could have a lot of trouble in there. I remember when Baylor got lost and down in there for about a half an hour. We had to come out of the dugout to almost the third baseline to see what was going on.
Kelly sweeps one to Garcia Parra, and he slings it across. 2 down.
Since Garcia Parra's arm injury, Josh, you see him throwing more sidearm than over the top. He used to just set himself out there and let it fly. He's going to have to learn once in a while like Ripken did. You got to get it over there with a little less on it. Make sure you just get it. And when you have to gun it, gun it. He doesn't leave anything out. There it is. Sidearm. But he's got to make sure he stays on top of that ball rather than getting up. I mean, right on the ball, but still getting on top of it. That ball will sink and run if he does.
Palmeiro reaches out, swats it into center. Right to his former teammate back in Baltimore, Damon Buford. Rangers down in order. It is 4-3 Red Sox on Fox. Juan Gonzalez takes a look at a breaking pitch outside. Red Sox lead the Rangers 4-3. And then that's something. Back in the Metroplex in Dallas-Fort Worth, it's Hockey Town. Everybody getting excited about their Dallas Stars.
Who'd have thought it?
And if you've never been, just like at the Cowboys game, when they sing the national anthem before the game, when they get to the part about who's brought stripes and bright stars, they shout out that word stars like they're awful proud. It's like your days in Baltimore. And they get to the verse that has an O in it for the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, you used to see a lot of people, some fans would travel on the road and they would do that on the visiting team's park, and people go look at them, they're shocked. They go, what are you talking about?
Gonzalez out in front in the count 2-2.
So far, he's doing an outstanding job on Gonzalez. He's pitching exactly the way he should pitch him. He's mixing up his speed of his pitches, but he's keeping the ball away and keeping him off balance.
That ball hit in the air to left center. Damon Buford says he's got it. And he's right. Juan Gonzalez, last year's AL MVP, couple of flyouts to center today.
Well, Juan is off balance. He hasn't really got a real good solid swing.
Number
The swing
9.
is basically all arms here on this pitch right here. You can see right there. So like all arms right there. And he's not going to have very much success. That ball is out, away from him. A little bit more to plate than they wanted to get right there, but they got the ball away.
Lee Stevens takes up an in ball 1.
They better stay out of that zone with him. He'll be hitting another one like he did last night, Josh. You have to get the ball down on him to have a chance of getting him out. Very unusual for a left-handed hitter to be a high ball hitter.
That one served pretty much middle in, and the count 1-1. You know, Frank, these Texas Rangers right now, they figure if they can get through this stretch that they're in, they only play 9 home games of the 35 leading up to the All-Star break. They can still be in first place at the end of that. They're in very good shape. And it's also, I mean, it's not just that they're not playing that much at home. They're running around from place to place like they're in one of those double-time sketches from the Benny Hill show. You got 3 games in Phoenix, 3 in LA, 3 at home, 4 in New York, 4 in Boston, 3 back home. Off to Seattle, off to Anaheim. Rip and a miss, and the count 2-2. Then they go back for 3 more in Texas, then out to the West Coast again. 3 in Oakland, 3 in San Diego. The schedule is so taxing that Johnny Oates has decided to travel their home batting practice pitcher, Mike Bowden, with them. Even the coaches that throw batting practice figure they're going to get wiped out by their schedule over the last month or so.
What does he want the hitters to think that they're at home when they're taking batting practice, seeing those guys out there on the mound?
Well, there's only so much from home you can travel. One guy, no big deal. Stevens down on strikes. Jin-Ho Cho has struck out his 4th of the afternoon.
You know, it's not really the schedule, Josh, the games that you're playing, but it's the travel that's involved from city to city. You go in the city, you don't have time to unpack. You have to live out of your suitcase, and then before you get comfortable there, you're on to the next city. That's what really wears a ball player out.
And from Texas, really, it's not like they have a neighboring city that they can just commute to. It is a heck of a road trip anywhere they go. And the Rangers do like the way the schedule treats them come September and October. They've got 18 of their last 27 at home.
I don't know if that's an advantage, though.
Pudge Rodriguez slams it right center. Buford back, and he has made the catch. 8 straight retired by Cho since the Todd Zeile home run. 4-3 Boston on Fox. Todd Zeile actually cleared Troy and the rest of that green monster last time up.
We had a scoreboard like that in Cincinnati out in left center field, and we used to use the pitcher that pitched the day before and put him out there where we could steal the signs. Didn't help us very much, but you know, every little bit helped, but it didn't do much for us.
Jin-Ho Cho deals it down and outside. Todd Zeile, a 3-run home run. That was the last hit that the Rangers have had in this game. On the corner, says Dan Morris, and that's the 5th strikeout for Jin-Ho Cho. And right now, back to Keith Olbermann in the who led the American League in home runs allowed a couple of years ago. Yeah, right back to form, unfortunately. The Mariners are just now coming on, too. Had a little 3-game winning streak.
That club could ever figure out their pitching. They would be tough.
Well, they started Melvin Bunch today. Actually, they extended that winning streak from 3 to 4 with a win in Cleveland last night. This ball hacked into left center. Base hit for Alicea. And breaks a string of 9 in a row that Cho had retired. Mariners craving pitching. The Rangers, if they can get some starting pitching, will be in pretty good shape. For the Mariners, it's really been more about the bullpen than anything else. They lost the big starter, the big unit at the trade deadline last year. And Texas thought they'd be in line to acquire the big unit for this year. It did not happen. They thought they had him signed, but he went to Arizona instead. Then the Rangers thought they had Roger Clemens, but the Blue Jays at the last minute traded with the Yankees instead. Shave takes inside. So really, if you think about it, Frank, that's twice they've lost to the Yankees since last October. First in the AL playoffs, then in the Clemens sweepstakes, although they beat Clemens the other night.
I don't know which one was the bigger loss, because they certainly could use a Roger Clemens. They had no chance with the big unit. He wanted to go to Arizona. That's home. And he wanted to pitch at home.
Shave showing bunt and pulls back. Count runs to 2-0.
And he's off to a terrific start again.
Oh, an entire Arizona team.
Can you believe that?
Oh, we saw McGuire homer today to tie Jay Bell. He's got 20 home runs too.
Who'd have thunk it?
Maybe only Mrs. Bell. Bobby's doing just fine. 3-0 the count. And Arizona right now 40-27. This Texas team 39-27. Rusty Greer, top of the order. The bat after John Shave. And Shave takes a walk. Joe Kerrigan out to have a word or two with Chin Ho Cho. Pacific. If Barcelona wins it, they
Number 29,
are in the World Bowl.
the left fielder, Rusty Greer.
Josh, there are good walks and there's bad walks. That was a bad walk right there. Not only was it on 4 pitches, but it's who you walk and when you walk them.
Sets it up for Rusty Greer. And we mentioned the first time in 5 years he's batted as a leadoff man. Tom Goodwin, remember, is on the DL. Mark McLemore has a day off today. And Frank, we were talking about that potential Roger Clemens trade. Greer is one of the players the Blue Jays wanted. And the fact that the Rangers insisted on keeping Greer out of any trade talk, Greer says, is pretty flattering.
Well, it's credit that's due him because he's an outstanding player, period. He's getting better every year. He's an all-round player. He doesn't steal bases, but he's a good offensive player and he's a good defensive player. You very rarely see him dive for a ball in the outfield and not catch it. He gets a terrific jump on the ball and he saves an awful lot of runs defensively, and he's an excellent hitter.
Slashes that one foul.
And when you get a good young hitter like that, a good young player, you just don't want to part with him because there's no guarantee that if he'd have been included in the trade, that the arm doesn't blow on the pitcher, Roger Clemens or whoever they might get, the big unit or whoever. And then all of a sudden, here this kid is, he's tearing up the league for years to come.
Well, you mentioned the Yankees right now, and that is where Roger Clemens ended up. If the Rangers end up losing the AL West by a game or two, consider this. Texas plays 12 games against the Yankees this year. The rest of the AL West plays 10. And Texas has lost a lot to the New York Yankees of late, even in the playoffs, as Mark Guthrie gets ready in the Boston pen. Weir to left field, shoots it foul. That was a big couple of wins at Yankee Stadium right before the Rangers arrived here in Boston. They had lost a couple. The first 2 of that 4-game series, making them 7-28 in their last 35 against the Yankees. And Johnny Oates, very uncharacteristically, did a little Billy Martin throwback in that clubhouse. Got pretty upset right in front of the media. Another foul by Greer. If you were to take a poll of American League managers and ask who is the least likely in that managerial fraternity to just lash out after a loss, I bet you'd hear Johnny Oates' name.
It would be pretty close to being the first one, if not the first one, I'll tell you that. Because he's usually pretty cool and keeps his temper under control. because he knows that he can't control what happens out there on the field. If the players don't do it, they don't do it. If you don't get them today, you get them tomorrow. And he has a ball club that can do that, come back and rattle off 5 or 6, 7, 8 games in a row.
Outside 3-2. We saw Jimmy Williams, too. He's another guy that really just keeps it very even-keeled, which in this town, for this team, it's pretty important to do.
Yes, it is. But you know, when you keep losing to one team, especially a team that's on top, and they keep beating on, sooner or later it just gets to you, and you have to let it out, and I'm sure that's what happened to Johnny.
On 3-2, runners not going, and the ball fouled again. What an at-bat by Rusty Greer.
What I'm really surprised about is not putting the runners in motion. Rusty Greer makes good contact. He doesn't strike out very much. And you can stay out of a double play if it's the ball on the ground, possibly. I'm very surprised they're not putting him in motion.
It's the 10th pitch of the at-bat. And Greer hammers it to right field. Trot Nixon is there. Tagging from second is Alicea. And he'll scoot to third with 2 out. So Cho finally wins out, if you can call it that. That ball was hit hard.
It's a good pitch. It's a good pitch. He got an out. That's all that matters.
Number 39,
Very nice swing on Rusty Greer's part. Just didn't elevate that ball. Just can't guide it, and he didn't.
So now the inning left to Roberto Kelly. He tags the first one out of play. Roberto Kelly began his career with the Yankees back in '87.
They're expecting big things from him for a number of years to come. He just didn't develop into that type of player for the Yankees.
Rip and a miss, 0-2.
When he first came up with the Yankees, he drove the ball to right center field. He could hit the ball out of the ballpark pretty consistently over that way. And since, he's become more of a pull hitter. He doesn't drive the ball as well as he did before to right field.
Good place to pull here at Fenway Park.
But you can't become obsessed with pulling, though, Josh, because then it fouls up your game. It gets inside your head, and you try to pull pitches you shouldn't be pulling. You just got to play your normal game.
Right field, Trot Nixon coming on. Battling the glare of the sun, he makes the catch. Nomar Garciaparra will lead it off for the Red Sox when we return after this on Fox. On the American League, and those two guys rate very favorably to some other names that I'm sure you know.
And they'll be up there at the end of the year, if not on top. They produce runs.
Now, a name that we're just now learning, Jin-Ho Cho, has been pretty good today. He made the one mistake. Todd Zeile hammered a 3-run home run past the screen and out onto Yawkey Way. Ball is driven foul by Palmeiro.
Very impressed with his composure out there on the mound. He knows what he wants to do, and he's doing it. He moves the ball from one side of the plate to the other. Mixes it in his breaking ball and off-speed pitches. There's one on the inside. Last one was on the outside. He still has his velocity, and he's still surprising hitters with how hard he's throwing the ball. And he's very composed out there on the mound.
High fly ball by Palmeiro. Valentin drifting over to take it. Now, next week on Fox Saturday Baseball, we'll take you down to the field with Fox's Sounds game. Yankees get together with the Orioles. Plus, there's other regional action. Coverage begins with In the Zone at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central on Fox, followed by the E-Trade pregame show with Keith Olbermann and Steve Psycho Lyons. Check your local listings. Juan Gonzalez to the plate. And takes 2 high from Jin-Ho Cho. Gonzalez, a couple of fly balls to center.
Watching the Texas hitters against Cho, It looks like what we would call he's sneaky fast.
Fly ball this time doesn't as far as center. It hovers right near second base for Offerman.
And what I mean by that, well, Gonzalez hasn't had a good swing all day. They're pitching him away, fastballs and breaking balls, and his timing is completely off. He's out in front of everything. He's swinging with his arms. He just hasn't been patient enough to wait for a pitch that he can drive. But Joe is what we call sneaky, and what we mean by that is you can never get your timing to his fastball because he's throwing a little harder than it looks like he's throwing. And it makes it very difficult to hit off a pitcher like that.
Stevens with a big cut, couldn't get it. And ghhyuk Cho had a 15 strikeout game for Pawtucket back in April. Most by a Pawtucket pitcher since a man named Oil Can Boyd back in 1984. Puts him in pretty good company. Another one fired right in there to Lee Stevens.
It's just going right after him.
Well, if he gets Stevens, that would be his 6th strikeout today. He's got the pitch count down too, Frank. Only 87 to this point.
His last time out in 6 innings, he threw 88 pitches. So he's around the plate and he makes you swing the bat.
Red Sox leading at 4-3. The team's traded 3-run innings back in the second. Todd Zeile error put a run on the board for the Red Sox in the bottom of the first, and that right now the difference in the game. Got him. What'd you say? 88 pitches to get through 6 innings last time. It is 89 to get through 6 today, and a half a dozen strikeouts for ghhyuk. Good to be with you on a bright and beautiful Saturday afternoon here in New England. Pudge Rodriguez. Then Todd Zeile and Luis Alicea. Rangers looking to rally. They've had only 1 hit since the second inning. ghhyuk Cho is the reason. His 5th big league start, 2nd this year. And he's been mighty good.
He's been excellent, except the 1 inning, and he didn't let that bother him.
Oh, just as we're talking that, there goes Pudge Rodriguez.
Back must be all right.
I should say so. He put it on the rooftop out there. Beyond the monster, beyond the screen, it is a 5-4 game.
You can put it on the board. Yes.
They did that for a different Pudge, Fisk.
That's the Hawks' call. Chicago White Sox announcer.
And the call here might be from Jimmy Williams. As he's on his way out to the mound, there is some action in the Boston bullpen. And immediately, he's not fooling around. Todd Zeile is already homered today. He won't have the chance to do it again off of Cho, but the crowd appreciates another fine effort from a young Boston pitcher. Pedro Martinez tomorrow, but it was ghhyuk Cho today.